So come on, why am I saying all this? Because your behavior is really very interesting. I keep observing the way you behave with each new challenge I pose. I always remember this here, I do nothing without ulterior motives. But there is a large majority who don't realize this. He thinks I'm stupid. He won't bother to look at me. Your mistake, I know what each of you does. So it's very interesting, now returning to the subject of this group. It's very interesting, when we create groups, you got excited, because at first, it was for a date. Everyone got excited, groups were created. Then came the pandemic. We changed plans. You had it, anyone who wanted could continue in the group, but studying the letters of Christ. It would be a great opportunity for you to study. Have other people, observe other ways of thinking. Very good. But this is tiring, studying is boring, especially studying something that is not so easy to understand. Then what happens? I see that many of you write, I cannot understand what is written in the letters. So I would say to you, who thinks this way, go back to the first line. Why? Because from the beginning, Sananda always says that whoever doesn't understand, ask him and he will show you. But then I forgot, that you poor thing, you are a sinner, Sananda would never speak to you. So you've already labeled yourself, no, Sananda will not talk to me. So I didn't understand, and I won't understand. And then you feel like that stupid soul, who doesn't understand anything. Understand what I'm saying, I'm not saying you're stupid. You put yourself this way because you don't get closer to that being who is there next to you. Just turn right or left, it will be there, answering your question. No, but you will never speak to him, because you don't deserve it. So I'm going to tell you that you don't deserve anything else either. It is not. You described yourself as a poor thing or a poor thing. He is very sinful, he has too many mistakes in his journey, then it does not deserve the protection of being of any light. Very good. So you're just signing a paper. With no light. Because if you are not worthy of having any being of light around you, what will you have around you? And then I'm going to tell you, that more and more, you won't understand. You will feel, increasingly powerless, to understand a single sentence and a simple sentence. Why? Because you are being manipulated, by the other side, which does not let you understand. Because one day you shouted and said that you were not worthy of having any being of light around you. They heard it. Oops. This is ours. And they are all around you. So this is a warning I give, to you, every time you speak, you don't understand, every time you say that you don't understand, you are telling yourself that you are on the other side of the lazy souls. Because we have said here every day, every minute, every second, that we are there, just call. If you don't call to understand, you are opening the door to the other side. And he will act through you easily, because you think you are that soul without competence, that soul that doesn't understand anything and puts itself that way. Very good. Returning to the subject of groups. Many continue studying the letters, they are loving it, they are alive, absorbing every sentence, every paragraph that Sananda wrote, or rather, every paragraph that Sananda had to write. Very good. Then there are those who are just looking, don't speak out, but are there in the group. Every now and then they come in and look at what others are doing. Very good. It's been nice to see how other people interpret the same thing she interpreted, or interpret it differently. And then they make them think. Did I interpret correctly? And then they look to Sananda for the answer, Sananda, did I interpret correctly or not? And Sananda will answer them. But then there was that group, which since they're not going to meet, you know. I'm not going to participate in that, no. This is very boring. Very good. And so, the groups have remained there, remaining for a long time. But now it's different, I said we're going to meet again. Now everyone wants to create groups and participate in groups. Interesting. You really are a case to be studied. Study, evolve, understand, exchange ideas. No. No, they don't like that. Now he's talking about joining, everyone wants it. Interesting. Very interesting. It's really, I'm perplexed by each one of you, very perplexed. But that's okay, if you just want to get together, fine, I respect your opinion. I just hope that you are studying the letters from the outside. If they are not, it is up to each soul to decide. Where on that graph do you want to be? What do you want to emanate to the universe? It's everyone's decision, not mine. So going back to the meeting. There are not many rules to be put here. When the groups were created, we announced that they would be by city. And that people from other cities should not be in the group. So now, you are the ones who are going to find your way, because things won't be messy. You won't keep changing groups, like changing clothes. There is a surprise that Sananda will give each of you after the meeting. So you will have to be in a single group. Or will you want to be smart and form several groups to win several times? Be careful, I am watching each of you, don't want to think you're smart around me. So decide where you're going to stay. For those who are far from the country or those who are in the country, it's the same thing. What's the difference? You will reunite, just with a few reservations. Each city, each country, is under a rule in relation to the pandemic. You don't want to gather 100, 200 people in one place, which won't work. You will cause confusion. So make smaller groups. Let each group stay in a corner. My brothers, let's think about it, it's not just there for decoration. There are rules, gatherings of many people are not yet possible. So think about how you are going to do it. So there's not much to say, you will form small groups, so that there is no confusion, and you will meet on the scheduled day. By tomorrow you will know the day. Don't keep asking what day it is. I had said I would be informed tomorrow. Do you realize, how come you don't listen to what I say? You don't listen, you keep listening no. Very good. So let's go, small groups. And what will it be like? At the moment, you won't know for now. You will be informed closer. Everyone will have to be wearing a t-shirt. I must tell you this, pay attention to those who are trying to join groups now. Very attention. Those responsible for the groups, observe the posture of whoever enters. You are exposed. Don't put the protection of the group on me. You are the ones who provide the protection. Don't think, the Archangel won't let anyone in. No, you have to be able to perceive, the wolf in sheep's clothing. It's part of the lessons, it's part of the learning. So don't think that everyone who is entering is from the light. You have to have the ability to perceive who is entering. This is one point. Second point, I said you need to give the group a name. The names will be defined by vote. It is not the administrator of each group who will give the name of the group. Everyone will give their opinion, everyone can suggest names and the names will be voted on. Did you understand? Very good. Two groups with the same names, the group with the smallest number will have the second name in the vote. I have already defined this here. So it's not. Who's going to give up their name? I already defined it. The smaller group will have the name that comes second in the vote. If the group is so small that it does not have a second name, reverse it, the other group becomes the second name. I think there is nothing left to think about. There's nothing more to ask. So just wait for communications. There's no need to keep asking what's going to happen all the time. Listen to the videos and wait for notifications. He finished. You are not understanding the gravity of the moment. You continue to think that you are living in that wonderful world that you lived in until now. So I repeat here again, proceed when listening to what is said, with great caution. If possible, with paper and pencil at your side, whatever is important, write it down. So that you don't ask exactly what is said there, because this is a sign of lack of affection, lack of attention, disdain for what is being said there. It's as if you were listening to the news on the corner, you didn't pay due attention to what was being said. So to me this is disdain. My brothers, from now on, a lot will be said in a lot of important things. And if everything you hear, you ask your colleague, I really give up on you. I quit. Because I'm tired of saying the same thing every day. And you don't learn. You keep asking your friend. So continue, I won't say anything more. If you think that's the way it is, that you have to learn things, keep going. The only thing I say, don't blame me, if up front, you cry, don't blame me. Because this is being said here all the time and you are not believing what I am saying. Me and all the other beings that are passing through here. Interesting that everyone says the same thing, and interesting that you don't accept it. You keep asking everything you say in the videos. It's impressive. Impressive. So I guarantee that everything I said here as a rule, tomorrow you will ask the same thing. I guarantee. Do I speak a language you don't understand, or are you so loveless for yourselves that you don't even trust what you hear? You have to confirm with someone else. Did I hear you right? N. So listen to today's video several times to see if you understand. That every time you doubt your own strength, your own intelligence, you are giving a hand to the other side. Think about it, but think willingly. Think very hard about where you are on that graph. Think hard. So it is said. There is no more to comment, there is no more to say. And to the wolves in sheep's clothing, I just say, you know where goats belong, don't you? I am Archangel Michael. I'm here, ready to help each one of you. Now you have to ask, otherwise I will do nothing.